Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Okay, I can hear you.
Hi, Ray.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We will start probably in another few minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Wait for more people to join.
part of WFO. Jadi ini yang masih gantian yang kadang WFH, kadang WFO.
Hi everyone, welcome to tonight's meetup event. Can you actually see my screen? Okay, awesome. So we'll wait a couple more minutes and we probably can start soon. Can you actually see me? If you can see me, can you press 1? Can you actually see me? If you can see me, can you press? Okay, so can you see me, everyone? 'Cause mine, it's kind of blank. Okay, okay, probably we can start. So tonight's session is about okay, good evening, everyone. So welcome to Alibaba Cloud Meetup event. And tonight's session is about deploy and scale web application with Alibaba Cloud Web App Service. That's going to be brought by Reed, and he is here already. And stay tuned for our Clouder exam later at the end of the event. And yeah, I think we can start now. Over to you, Marie.
Okay, thank you, darling. Okay, let's begin. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tang Rui. Okay, and today I'm going to introduce a product called Web App Service. We also call it Web Plus for short. Okay, Web Plus is a product in Alibaba Cloud that we can deploy and operate applications in this service. Okay. Tonight we'll introduce this product into divide this introduction into 4 parts. The first one that we are going to check that why would we use this product, and after this I'll show you some bird view of this product, and in the third part I'm going to introduce a lot of features of this product, and in the end I'm going to show some successful use cases that we can know how our users, maybe in China, to use this product. Okay, let's move on. First, why should we use this product? Okay, maybe when we are going to deploy our applications onto the cloud, we must first face a problem that we are going to choose what product we should use. Okay, and in some easy scenarios that we can only use ECS or VMs. Okay, and we deploy all of these applications manually. But we don't want to use cloud as this, because in Alibaba Cloud we provide many services. For example, ECS, RDS, and message queues, and a lot of this. So we must need to choose what services or what product should I use. Okay, this is a problem we must to face. And another one is that we have to, after we have chosen our product, we have to do some system operation. Okay. And system operation is not a big problem, because we have some expert, we have some operation professionals that we can take this. But in some situation that we don't have this these operation professionals. For example, in small on the macro business, okay, we have many developers, and developers may take the tasks to do these operation things. Okay, here we have to do all of this that developers or our customers or ourselves to do all these things. The third one is that we have to do the environment management. How is this? Before we deploy our application in the online.
Hi, Ray. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm
Hi.
just wondering if you are sharing your screen or not.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we don't see any
Sorry.
PowerPoint. No worries, no worries.
Okay, sorry.
No worries, thank you.
Please wait a moment. Here, this one. Please wait a moment.
No worries.
I have to quit it because I need some preference to set up. Okay, please wait a moment.
Okay, sure. Please wait a moment, everyone. Is the voice okay, or maybe need some adjustments?
Okay, can you? Okay, this one. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, perfect. No worries.
I'll start over again, and now here tonight I'm going to divide this introduction into 4 parts. Why should I use Web+, and the overview of this product, and the core features of this product, and some successful use cases. Okay, and first, why should I use this product? The first problem we have to face is that we have many products in Alibaba Cloud, and first we have to choose what product we can use and we need to use. And another thing we have to solve is that we have to do the system operations. Okay, maybe we have some developers, and maybe our customers need to do these operations, or sometimes me and ourselves have to do all these operation things. Okay, the third problem is that we have to do the environment management. Before we put our applications online, we have to do the development and the testing or pre-launch test. All of this, we need to set up an environment. Maybe this environment may be the same, or this environment may have different configurations or different versions, because in development environment we have some edge versions. Okay, and in the online environment we have some stable versions. Okay, we have all of these environment different configuration. Okay, we have to manage this. And the last one is that when we have already set up a environment, okay, we can share it to our class, to our workmates. What this mean? For example, I have a test environment. Okay, I have set up this environment in one day. Okay, when another my workmates want to use this, okay, I can share some environment to my workmates. Okay, they have they don't need to um, use another one day to set up this system. Okay, in some of these situations, okay, we can use some tools or some product or some services to solve this. Okay, now we don't need some magic. Okay, we don't need some magic to do all these things. Okay, we can use Web Plus to help us to do this. Okay, here's I'm going to introduce some overview things of this product. First, I summarize this product into 3 points, that 3 Fs, 4 Cs, and 2 Vs. Okay, 3 Fs means 3 features. They are resource orchestration, environment management, and application hosting. And the 4 Cs means fully managed, operation-free, monitorable, and extensible. And the last 2 Vs are one-stop management and a convenient experience. Okay, in the later slides, I'll introduce all these features in depth. Okay, if you want me to summarize Web Plus in 1 sentence, that I'll show you: get onto the cloud in 5 minutes. Okay, and after this keynote, I'll show you a demo that we can count how I can deploy a web application in 5 minutes. Okay. Now here's some user scenarios that, but not limit. I only put 4 user scenarios here. Okay. The first one is that we can deploy monolithic and simple distributed applications. Okay, monolithic, we know that it's a single applications that they don't communicate. It don't communicate with other application. Okay, we call it monolithic. Simple distributed applications is that we have few applications that they can communicate each other, but they are not complex enough to use some, for example, service registry. Okay, we also know this as microservices. Okay, if you know that microservices, that we may have hundreds of thousands of applications, and we need a very powerful service discovery and registration service to hold all these microservices to work well. Okay, that Web Plus don't face these scenarios. We have another in Alibaba Cloud. We have another product called EDAS, Enterprise Distributed Application Service, can do all these complex microservices things. Okay, another scenario is that we can move site onto the cloud. That means if some company has have already set up a IDC, okay, they have their own IDC and they deploy their applications into their own IDC, and now time changes. Okay, they want their applications to go onto the cloud. Okay, use Web Plus. This moving step may become more easily. Okay, the third one is that the cloud market. Okay, what is cloud market? We know that it's a marketplace that some partners or some ISVs can sell their apps to their customers. Okay, in this scenario, that the partners and the ISVs when they deliver the application to their customers, they have to set up these things, these applications to their customers. Okay, they also can do this manually. Okay, by their hands. Okay, but if they use Web Plus, these things can become more easy and automatic. Okay, this is Cloud Bucket, and the last scenario is that the mobile apps and mini programs. Okay, in mobile apps or mini programs, all these applications are front end and the back end separately. That means the front end applications are deployed on our mobile phones. Okay, the back end things are deployed on the cloud. Okay, so the back end part of this application, we can use Web Plus to deploy. Okay, here's some scenarios. Okay, of course we can summarize some other scenarios. Okay. Right, this is the overview. Now I'll dig into the core features of this product. Okay, first, let me show you an architecture graph. Okay, we'll look at this graph from the bottom to the top. Okay, in the bottom tier, okay, we can see that this is the S tier. We can manipulate ECS, OSS, VPC, SLBs, RDS, and ESS. Okay, all of these are basic as resources. Okay, above this is the elastic resource orchestration and management. Okay, we can join all these resources into a whole part. Okay, they can work together. Okay, and above this S tier is the APaaS tier. Here, APaaS means application pass, because since our application is called Web App Services, so application is our center. Okay, application is our first citizen. Okay, all of these orange rectangles are the features that serve these applications. For example, we have to manage environment. Okay, we can use auto scaling, and we have versions, we have logs, we have templates. Okay, we have to monitor our system, and when something goes wrong, we need to be alarmed, and so on. So there's all these basic services that we can support to run our applications. Okay, above this, Web App Service is a product that natively supports multi-languages. In this, we can support some mainstream languages: Java, Python, PHP, JS, Node.js, Ruby, Go, and .NET Core. Of course, here N means native. Native means that any programs that can be compiled into native binaries, okay, we can run it. For example, we don't support Docker here, okay, but Docker is a binary program, so we can run it using this native tech stack. Okay, in the top tier is that we have some open APIs. Using these open APIs, we can support our web console. Okay, all of the web console users use our web console to do all of these things, supported by our open APIs. And we have CRI tools and IDE plugins. Okay, all of these are supported by our open APIs, and we can easily integrate some third-party code repository, image repository, or CI/CD tools. For example, Jenkins. Okay, and that we have already said that we support marketplace, so that our our partners can sell their applications in the marketplace. Here's the overview of our features. Okay, because our Web Plus is a application service, web application service. So okay, so manage the application life cycle is our first things. So here is we can create, configure, deploy, start, scale in, scale out, roll back, stop, terminate, or delete the application. So we call it ARM management. ARM. Okay. Here is that we in our product. Okay, we support multiple apps and environment. Before as in the beginning we have said that okay, we have to manage multi environment. Okay, we have to use develop environment, okay, testing environment, and the pre-launch environment and online environment. Okay, as we can see this, we have 3 apps. Okay, and in each app we have to use all these environments. Okay. Okay, and vertically seeing is that if I have a development environment, I can deploy many applications in this development environment. Okay, in the testing environment. Okay, we also can deploy all this. So there are many-to-many relationship. Okay, that we have in one application we have more environment. Okay, in environment we have more applications. Okay, now we are going to introduce this resource orchestration feature. Okay, we first see the about part. Okay, in the left one is that we in this situation, okay, we don't already have any resources. Okay, that means when I'm using Web Plus, I don't have any existing resources. Okay, I just submit a demand. Okay, we just require Web Plus to purchase the resources for me. Okay, so in this situation, we call it required resources. That means all these resources are produced on demand. Okay, we support pay-as-you-go and the subscription billing type. Okay, in the right side. Okay, if we already have some resources, okay, we can import it to our system. Okay, that means if you don't have, you can buy. If you have already have these resources, you can import it. Okay, and all of these are defined in a description file. We call it WP file. WP is short for Web Plus. Okay, it's WP file. In WP file, we have record all these resources and the application configurations and all of this. Using this WP file, we can pull up a environment, or we can replay this WP file to generate a new environment. That means we can use Web Plus WP file to clone a environment. Okay, here. Now I'm going to talk about environment management. Okay, what is a environment? Environment is a whole resources that have worked together. Okay, in the outside, the blue arc is that the operating system. Okay, we can't deploy our application without operating system. Okay, and in the red one is the agent. The agent sometimes is invisible to our users, okay, but agent is very important to Web Plus because we have to execute some command, or we have to collect logs and application diagnostics information by this agent, okay, and also we can use agent to do application healthy check, okay. Okay, this is the agent, and the orange one is the language runtime. Okay, if we deploy a Java application, we know that we need JDK or JVM. Here, the JDK and the JVM language is the language runtime. Okay, so Web Plus can help our users to deploy all this language runtime automatically. Okay, if they use Go, I'll install a Go runtime. That's all. The inner yellow one is the application container. We now just support Apache Tomcat. Okay, if we deploy a Java var application, okay, we know that we need a application container. Okay, without application container, we can't run this application. So sometimes we need it. And here we have know that Web Plus support many language runtimes. Okay, and all these languages has packed into a package and deploy into the environment. Okay, in the last slides we show that we have operating systems, agents, and the language runtimes and the containers. Okay, but this one, in fact, we can see that we have in one environment we have some features and configurations. The first one is we can isolate our resources. Okay, because in this environment we have many processes to run. Okay, so each processes are separated from each other. Okay, and we can keep our process alive. Okay, if our process crash, okay, we can pull it up. And the healthy check, we have told that we use agent to pull some URLs to see that, okay, this application is working fine. Okay, and in the middle of this part, okay, we can see that we have many configurations. For example, we can configure a reverse proxy that, for example, engines. Okay, we can do some, for example, the proxying. Okay, and another one is that we can custom our startup command. Okay, in Web Plus we have some default startup command, but if our application needs some more complex startup process, okay, we can customize our own startup command. Okay, and the startup configuration is also, and we have lifecycle hooks. Lifecycle hooks means that our application have some life cycle, because for example, start, okay, we have before start and after start, okay, and terminate, before terminate, after terminate. Okay, all of these are called life cycle hooks. All of these hooks we can execute some script. So if we put some script in these hooks, okay, we can execute some more things. Okay, you can imagine what you can do. Okay, and so the last thing is that the VM arguments. For example, the Java JVM, we can custom the JVM arguments. Okay, the last thing is the application security. We can provide some certificate to support HTTPS. Okay, and before above all this is the event management. Okay, we can see what is happening. Okay, what is happening in our environment, and the logs we can see. The application logs and the template. Okay, when we have already told about WP file. Okay, WP file is a template. It's a kind of template. Okay, and the versions when we deploy version 1 and version 2 and so on. Okay, we can keep all these versions in our environment. So when some application didn't work, okay, with some application version didn't work, we can go back to some earlier version. Okay, here's the application hosting. Now, this is the fully management and operation-free, monitorable, and extensible. I called it 4 characteristics. Okay, fully managed is that we don't need to do some maintenance. Okay, we don't need to do this maintenance manually. Okay, all of this some are solved by Web Plus automatically. Okay, here's the fully management. And operation free is that because all of this, all of the resource management are manipulated by our system. Okay, so we don't need to do more operation things. For example, some configuration things. Okay, we have to tune our applications. Okay, all of these have been done by the application, by our system. Okay, and another thing is out of box monitoring. Okay, when we deploy the application onto our system, the monitoring is already set up. We can open up our monitoring page and see the CPU usage, the memory usage, and disk usage, and the network bandwidth. Okay. The last one is extensible. We have told that we introduce many open APIs. Okay, maybe you can use these open APIs to do some very interesting things. For example, you can use these open APIs to integrate it with the CI/CD tools or develop your own IDE plugins. Okay, that's all. And here is that we have 2 values. That is the one-stop management and the convenience experience. What is one-stop management? For example, if we use many cloud products, okay, we have to deal with ECS, we have to deal with RDS or Redis. All of this have their own console. Okay, we have to switch between this console and to configure or operate these resources. But in Web Plus, if we support these resources, we can do all these operation things in one step. Okay, so we don't need to switch between all these consoles. Okay, and the convenience experience that we emphasize a convenient and consistent experience. Okay, Web Plus is not complex, but the user experience is very important for us. Okay. Now, if you have already heard about, for example, AWS Beanstalk or Google App Engine or Azure App Service, okay, Web Plus is the same like all this, okay, especially AWS Beanstalk and Web Plus are the same, okay. In the international side, we have opened these 5 regions, okay, Shanghai region and the Hong Kong region in China, and the Mumbai in India, and Singapore and Sydney in Australia. Okay, we have opened up all these things. Okay, but if you are interested in China set, we have Beijing region and the Shenzhen region. Okay, Shanghai region, Hangzhou region, and the Zhangjiakou region. Okay, all of these have our system set up. Now, the last one is that Web Plus is a free product, but free means that we don't charge additional. We don't charge additional money, but users have to pay the bill for the underlying resources they use. For example, if you use ECSs, okay, you have to pay for the billing of the user of the ECS, or the same as RDS and Redis. Okay. Now, I'll show you some successful user cases. Okay, here. This one is a company in Shenzhen called AOZHE. Okay, here, AOZHE. Okay, they have a product called Yunshu. Okay, Yunshu is a cloud-based low-code application service platform. Okay, user can drag and drop some part to build an application. Okay, now before they sell their applications in the marketplace. Okay, and before using Web Plus, okay, all of these delivery things have to be done manually. Okay, after using Web Plus, all of these things have been written in a WP file. If some customer buy their applications, they just need to use this Web Plus to replay a environment. Okay, then the delivery things is okay. Another case is called DAWEN Network Technology in Zhengzhou. Okay, this is a small company. Okay, they have many developers, but all of these developers don't like to do operational things or operation things. So they have already composed many scripts. Okay, we can see these scripts as a deploy and upload package and restart and so on. Before using Web Plus, they can execute this script to do these automatic things. Okay, but after using Web Plus, all of this can retire. Okay, because Web Plus have all these things built in. They can achieve these things by click some button in our console. Okay. The last case is that here is a application called Ting. Okay, Ting is a music application. They can have some competitions. Okay, in this application, and their friends can vote for it. Okay, by using applications, they can deploy that ASP.NET Core applications very fast and easily onto the cloud. Okay, here this case. Okay, that's all for today's keynote, and now I'm going to do some demonstration. Okay, please wait a moment. I'll share my. I'll stop this share and share my web browser. Please wait a moment.
If you have any questions, listeners, you can drop it in the chat box, and we will help you answer it at the end of the event. Thank you.
Okay, Can you see my browser?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Web Web App Service or Web Plus in our international site, the URL is webplus-intl.console.aliyun.com. Okay. Yeah. No, sorry. I have to sign in. Okay, how to sign? You can. This one is the China set URL. Okay, this is the international site. Okay, we can see our regions from here. This is here's Shanghai and Hong Kong, Singapore, Sydney, and Mumbai. Okay. I have already created an environment. Okay, now let's click this create button. Okay, in this page we can see that we have only two important concepts. One is application and another one is environment. Okay, so you can see that Web Plus is a very simple product. Okay, we click this create button and now you can see a wizard of creating application environment. Okay, here we can select our technical stack. If you use, for example, Tomcat or Java, because Java is that you can deploy a Spring Boot applications that have packed into a fat jar. Okay, that is Java, and Node.js or PHP. Okay. Now I'm going to for example, I'm going to do some Node.js application. Okay, now I'm going to input application name. Okay, you can provide some application descriptions. Here is the storage space, because you have to upload your packages into our system. Okay, you can use your own OSS storage. Okay, but we have supply some free and shared spaces you can use. Okay, so now you can click next. Okay, here we into this. We have stepped into this environment information. Here we can select our versions, because we have already fixed our tech stack as Node.js, but in different applications we can deploy different versions of Node.js. Okay, here we support, for example, 10.16. Okay, and I'll input a environment name called test. Okay, here you can upload your own application packages. Okay, now I use a sample application that you don't need to upload, and you can download this file to check what it looks like, or if you are interested in the source code, you can see all this open source code in the GitHub. Okay, now you can supply a package version. Now from now you can just click this create with low cost per set to finish our creation. Okay, you can, after click this, okay, you can see that we have a action list. Okay, action list. This list show you that what we are going to do next after you click this button. Okay, but if you want to configure this environment in detail, you can click this next button. Okay, you can see we have a custom radio. Okay, custom options. Okay, if you click this custom, you can see that here is an architecture graph. Okay, in this architecture graph, you can click all this button. Okay, and each one is some feature you can customize. Here you can enable DNS name hosting. Okay, if you have some domain names hosted, now you can add some domain name to our system. Okay, and you can configure your own network, for example, VPC or vSwitch, if you like to divide or manage network yourself. Okay, we may set up a default VPC if you don't configure it. Okay, but you can choose your own. Now, here is the SLB. SLB, we support the internet and the intranet SLB. Okay, here is the internet SLB. Here is the intranet SLB. Okay, you can enable this SLB, and you can see that we can purchase an SLB. That means you don't already have an SLB, and we can purchase it. Of course, you need to pay for it. Or if you have already have a SLB, okay, you can import it here. Okay, here is the SLB. Okay, and host instance is the very important thing, that this is the ECS or VMs. Okay, we also can purchase or import. Okay, if we use this purchase, we can choose our billing method, pay as you go or subscription. Okay, and here is the instance type. Okay, we can see that we can 4 CPU, 2 CPU and 8 gigabytes. Okay, you can choose. If you don't choose, we have already choose a small one for you. Okay, and the instance number. Okay, how many instances you can use. If you choose 2, okay, this here is the high availability architecture. Okay, you have 2 ECS and deploy the same applications, but that if someone crashed, another one can take all this incoming requests. Okay, and the security group. Okay, if you want to open up some extra ports, okay, you can choose your own security group, and the password. Okay, if you don't want to set a password, okay, if you don't set a password, you cannot SSH into the ECS. Okay, you can supply a password here. Okay, and you can use this password to SSH onto the ECS and to do some operational things. Okay, and the public IP address and disk and the system disk. Okay, yeah, and inside this host instances, we can configure our application things. This one is the reverse proxy. Okay, we support only the Nginx reverse proxy. Okay, you can use the default configurations. Okay, but if the default configuration don't match your requirements, okay, you can custom your own. Okay, you can input the Nginx configuration. Okay, no, we use default. No. Okay, we don't need to enable it at all. And here is the configuration for our applications. For example, application port. Okay, and because here is the Node.js. This is the Node.js application. Okay, here is the port, the 3000 port. Okay, and many other things. For example, healthy check. Okay, if you enable healthy check, you have to provide a URL and how our agent to pull up this URL to determine this application is health. Okay, and commands. Okay, here is the startup command and stop command. Okay, if you don't use the default ones, okay, you can supply your own commands. The lifecycle hooks. Okay, we have a lifecycle here. Now, in each phase of this life cycle, we can input a script. Here is the post-prepare environment, pre-install, post-install stack, pre-prepare apps, post-prepare app, pre-start, post-start, pre-stop, post-stop. Okay, you can do some very interesting things in these hooks. The last one is the start configurations. Okay, here you can customize some environment variables if you need to customize this. Okay, here's the application configuration. Here is the RDS. Okay, if your application need database, okay, need RDS database, okay, you can enable a RDS database here. We can support purchase or import or pay-as-you-go and subscription, and you can choose many things. Okay, for example, database type, MySQL, SQL Server. Okay, and the database version, and all of this. You can set up the database. Okay, so here is the database, or the account you have to log into this database to read or write some data, and the account password. Okay. Another one that we support the Redis for the caching things. Okay, caching things. Okay, we can, all of these are the same. We can purchase or import. Okay, and we can supply all these detailed configurations. Okay. Now, okay, after this, I can disable. Okay, this. Oh, here. Okay. Now, after configuration this, architecture, okay, we can click this create with custom configurations. Okay. Now you can see that if I change this configuration, so we can see that right here I have a change list. Okay. Now we have a change list. Now we can diff all these change things. For example, I change this into 2. Okay, just you can see that number of instances from 1 to 2. Okay. Okay, now, okay, you have to pay attention to this action list, because for example, here you can see that this is highlighted that we show you after doing this step, some prices, okay, need to be paid. Okay, I click OK. Now the application and the environment is setting up. Okay, we can see all these events. Okay, during creating this environment, we don't need to wait it. And I can show you some other features of our product. We can show this. I have already set it up. Now here is a Tomcat application. Okay, after seeing this, we can see that. Okay, here is the events. Okay, we can see that what this environment have happened. Okay, here, and we have a resource tab. Okay, in this resource tab, we can see that we have a network. Okay, and we have a ECS. The public IP is what? Okay, and we can we can click this URL to show our applications. Okay, now you can see it's running. And the left menu, we can see that we can change our configurations here. Now this graph is we are very similar like it. Okay, and the monitoring. Okay, now you can see that I have all this CPU usage and memory usage, disk usage. Okay, now here's the built-in monitoring. And events is the same like the overview, but they have in this page we have the whole events, but in the overview page we have only the latest events. Okay, and here the page is the logs. Okay, we can click this collect logs. Okay, we can collect the application logs. Okay, after finish this collection, okay, we can download it. Okay, we can open it. Okay, here, and we can download our log. Now we can check this log here. Okay. Now, if you need more diagnostics information, so you can use this this feature called collect diagnostics information. Okay, if you click this button, okay, after collecting diagnostics information, we can see some more things. Okay, they may take some longer time. Okay. Oh, okay. It failed. Okay. Okay. Sorry. If this success, we can see the same download button. Okay. You can try this yourself. Okay. And here is the application. Here is the environment. Okay. We have already said that in one application we can create more environments. Okay, now we can set up another environment. Now here in the application level, we can see that we have one version because I have already deployed an application. Okay, if I now here, if I click this deploy button, we can deploy another version. After doing this, we can see another version in our versions list. Okay, table. And the last one is the template. Okay, we don't have a template here. If we want to generate a template, we have to go into the environment, and here we have a create configuration template menu. Okay, drop down menu. Okay, we can create this template and give it a name test. Okay. Now back to the templates. Okay. Now we can see that we have created a template. Okay. Now we can click this this plain icon called launch app environment. Now we give it another name called test2. Okay. Now we can clone this app. We can clone this environment. Now we can see that we have two. Now we have two environment. This one and this one. They are the same. Okay. Now we can now let me check how about this application. Okay, it's it's successfully deployed, and we can click this URL to see our application. Okay, that's the same. Okay. Now that's all for today's sharing. Thank you. And do you have any questions?
Thank you, Maria, for sharing today's session.
Thank you.
And do you guys have any questions from the talk group as well?
Okay, you can.
Let me double check here. Okay, I don't think they have any questions.
Okay.
I just want to share this talk that we have. Okay, so can you actually see my screen? Okay, you can see from the talk that it's working. So basically, for those of you who haven't joined DingTalk, we have a Alibaba Cloud community in DingTalk, and then this is where we always conduct trainings and also exam certifications. So you can just scan the QR code right here and join the Alibaba Cloud Indonesia by scanning the second QR code. Okay. And also, we need your help to give us a feedback, and we really value your feedback. So if you have anything to say, or you want to know more about, you want us to improve our events, or maybe you want to know more about some certain topics, you can fill in the feedback form. Okay, and also on top of that, give me a second. We have Clouder, so it's going to be this link right here. So I'll put it in the chat box. You can do it there as well. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you, Rui, for sharing. I hope everyone enjoy the session, and okay, have a good day. Have the good rest of your night.
Hi. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Bye.
Bye-bye.